Hello, friends. Welcome. I am Ananda Rose, and it is great to be talking with you today or to you today. And of course, we talk with each other when you comment. So, yeah, both are relevant. How are you, friends? How's it all going? I am, I am today, before doing this recording, I almost feel like I'm in a space of sadness. And I'm not sure what that's all about, but I figured it out before starting the recording, but I'm going to tell you about that very shortly. Right, today's recording. Firstly, I hope that you're navigating life well at the moment. I hope that whatever the energy is, whatever's coming your way, that you're managing to just roll with it. Okay, because for whatever reason, it feels like the last week was another drive that we had to make as light workers, star beings, as humanity, as people, where we pushed ahead and it required us to put effort into pushing ahead into the lives that we want to live. I had a week like that last week. I have to say that I had quite a few successes in that endeavor of driving forward and pushing ahead with whatever was coming at me with life. And And then I got to Friday and I seemed to have achieved everything I needed to, but I just kind of went into a lull again and it was like, oh, okay, that had taken too much energy, or that was quite intense. So today I've come on to do another light language message for everyone. And before I go to the light language message, I just want to say welcome to everybody on Light Language Messenger, my other channel. Thank you for staying faithful and supportive and supporting the channel and supporting me and the work I am doing. I really appreciate your loyalty to me and that you're still watching. I know that we don't have a lot of views on there, but people are still watching and people are still commenting sometimes. Now, for everyone on Ananda Rose, one of the last videos I put out was about memberships that have come to Ananda Rose. So I want to talk about that a little bit before we do the light language as well. Why? Because we're going to have to tell you more about the memberships because I'd love it if you joined as a member on the channel. I'll tell you why. Because firstly, it means we can build our community. Firstly, it means that I can give more of my time here because it means that memberships bring income. Okay, and I don't have to be thinking, oh gosh, how am I going to live? I'm spending all this time here. When maybe I should be spending it somewhere else. And I'm going to talk about that very shortly as well. Some experience that someone's just had that is the reason for my sadness that I just mentioned a few minutes ago or a few seconds ago. So memberships are here. They are here and I think here to stay. All right. If I'm staying, then they're here to stay. And I'll tell you, specifically for Light Language Messenger subscribers, if you're not aware of the memberships, they are there. There's a basic membership. It's a YouTube membership where you get a light language message and an oracle card every day. And in that, I'll send you a shout out. I will respond to you directly. Can you tell I'm not really good at marketing this because yeah, I'm just like not that. You hear other people do it and they do it with ease and flow. But just to say, that's what that basic membership is on YouTube. However, on Buy Me a Coffee, we have free memberships there. One is called the Archangel Metatron Transformers, and this is for a fortnightly meetup. It's a fortnightly meetup where we have a discussion. Everybody who joins it, we have a discussion. We talk about anything that's going on at the time. We do a light language transmission. And yes, we can answer questions, but we're building community where we meet, and this is how we go. People can bring in a question. They can even bring in a prayer request, a request for holding space for somebody in their family or for themselves. Okay, and just sort of building a community like that. It's a membership because it's given time's obviously spent in it, and this is the form of exchange. So you pay for a membership, but again, it's perfectly. I feel like that membership is really wonderful to have because it's a monthly fee, but you get 2 meetings in a month because we have a fortnightly meetup. Okay, that's one. The other one is for anyone who identifies with being neurodivergent, and this one, Kirsty, Marie, and I will be doing, and we'll be doing that on the second Friday. I beg your pardon, I'll retract, on the second Sunday morning, 7 a.m. New Zealand time, every month. Right. It is for anyone who, it's called Awaken Sleeping Dragon membership, okay, because we did the Awaken Sleeping Dragon series. Right. And you come into it, it's 1.5 hours long. We have a time together. We do what we've been doing with our Awaken Dragon live transmissions that we had registered events for. We had live events for free events that is this year. And we bring in a message. Kirsty will take us through that meditation process. She will use some kinesiology to help us with, clearing blocks and things in our body, and I will bring in a light language message. That is a monthly one. People join that. You also get, with that one, you get free entry into the Archangel Metatron Transformers membership, right? So that is one of the basic things that comes, that's going to be a perk that comes through there. And then the other one, the last one we got, is the Intergalactic School of Light Language membership. Lots of words, I know. I should have made it funky and short, but this is also monthly, and it happens on the third Friday of every month at 7 a.m. New Zealand time. I will be taking that membership sessions. I might have guests from time to time to bring in more information, light codes, whatever, right? But we're talking light language. We're working out, what we're doing is almost like a workshop thing about where we talk about light language, what it is, how you can use it, what forms it comes into, all of those things. And then we actually have a light language transmission. We have a Q&A, as well as people get to express their light language. So that's a membership that's going. So it's a lot of information, I know, but for the benefit of everybody on Light Language Messenger, I thought I might mention it here. We will be putting out small clips, little clips on the channel to tell you about the different memberships. But the basic one, go and check it out on the YouTube channel, is the YouTube one. And I mean, it is, I think it's what, $4.99, which for me is like, okay, if you're getting a daily thing, a daily message, and that's what you pay in a month, where it's a light language message. It's a message with an oracle card. It's there to boost you and support your learning and your growing in this time. Now, I want to come back to the Metatron Transformers membership. This one is for anybody who is awakened, or anyone who is awakening, who then starts to realize they are coming online with their tools, but their ascension tools, but they don't have the background of everyday practices. We're going to talk about everyday practices there so that we can start moving into the place of accentuating, of enhancing our practices, and then being more in tune with meditation, more in tune with our gifts of the fifth dimension and how we come through in the process. I will be putting out little videos to explain the individual ones. So don't be too concerned if you're feeling confused about it. And I'll put the links in the description box anyway, because Kirsty, Marie, and I did one last week. We did a video last week about it, but also the different memberships. So you can go and read up in your own time about them. Okay, there you go, memberships. Now, it feels like I took too long with that, and I'm sorry if I did. Okay. But let's get back to today's message. Let's go back to business. Business. And speaking of business, I was speaking to someone very close to me today who is in a situation where they are in a management position, and it's a woman in a management position, and she's the only woman in a management position. And for a while, there has been some stuff going on at work for this person that is looking like she is being ousted out of the job. Okay. It's very cutthroat, as you know, the corporate world can be. And It starts with somebody who's brought in a friend or a family member to the company who now reports to this person who is connected to me. And this is a man. And the man's come about, and his behaviors are very much showing lack of respect for women, for the authority of women. Just keeps going back to the family member or friend who brought him into the company for any issues he has with this person who is the manager, the true manager, the one that he should go to and say, hey, look, I don't understand this, or can you help me with this? Like all the other staff do that report to her. And so today, there was some complaints made about her by him because she had given him a feedback on one of the projects he's working on, and he didn't like this. So they have a scoring system, and he didn't like the score that he got, the total that he got, and basically came out and said, she's not helpful. She doesn't, she has favorites. Um, she she doesn't, she's not fair to him. And now I know this person, and I know that that's all, you know, yeah, I've observed the work of this person and their integrity. And I know that it's not all true. But again, there is that thing of everyone has a different viewpoint on someone's behavior, right? I can do something, and 10 people can view it individually and have a different perspective on it. So, what she might look at being professional, he might look at being unsupportive. So there's, as much as I mean, I'm obviously on the side of the person I know, and I support that person. I also know that there are dynamics I'm not aware of, and I cannot judge it, or I cannot make a call on it, or whatever. However, that is the situation for today. And so now there's this thing of, there's got to be one of two actions: apologize to him and review the project and give him a better outcome. Okay. And the other one is, now you can tell by my face, I'm like, what? Okay. I mean, why does anyone have to apologize for something they haven't done wrong? Right. And then the other option is to say, well, for her to give her report on the performance and why everything was done, and give it. And then, but what that process is, it takes it to a level of long and tedious, and it then goes down on her track record of this was what was part of her experience, or this is what she had somebody complain against her, and this is documented, and so in the future it can be held against her, like, or it's on a record. Okay. I don't know about you, but I find this really weird behavior. But on the other hand, I don't find it so weird, because this person that is going through this is the only woman. She's also at the moment in a situation of, pregnant. And I have to think, is she being worked out of her job? Yeah. Is she being worked out of her job? Come on, you tell me what you think. Because, well, I'm just telling you about this one incident, but leading up to this nepotism situation, and all the stuff that this person in particular has been doing, it almost looks like the person has been brought in to deliberately cause a little bit of confusion and disruption. Perhaps she will leave the job. Well, you know what the corporate world is like about pregnant women, right? Perhaps she'll leave the job. Perhaps it will drive her so nuts that she will quit. And then it sounds to me like, and I'm biased here because I know the person, right? It sounds to me like they want to replace her. Right. And so I had a conversation with the person, and I could tell that, it was quite a disconcerting day. Can you imagine being pregnant? And, we've all of us that have been pregnant, you understand the emotional upheaval one can go through, just without any pressures, right? Just because the body's going through the hormonal changes and everything. And then you have the pressures of work, you have the pressures of a job, you have the pressures of managing people, you have the pressures of, you know, then somebody saying, hey, you did this and you know you haven't done it. What do you do? What do you do? How do women navigate this life? How fair is that to women? Think about what women go through in life. And that was a situation I mentioned. All right. But I speak for all of us here. I speak for all women. And by the way, it's coming to the light language. The light language is coming because it's related to the light language. Okay, whatever this conversation is about today. I realized, coming back to feeling sad, I realized I was feeling sad because I'd had this conversation with this person about 2 hours ago, and I was feeling sad because I'm sad that in this modern day and age that women still have to go through that kind of thing, right? I'm sad that in the case of this employee that's posing a problem or is having a problem with my friend, he has been rather disrespectful to women. Culturally, he comes from a culture that does not value women the way they should. And by the way, I come from that culture too. So I can say it. And you know what culture that is, right? If you know me, you know I'm of Indian descent. He comes from a culture that does not respect women, period, the way they ought to be. Okay. Especially if it's not his mother and it's not his sister. Okay. That's the way it is. But also has decided that he will not go to my friend for anything because she is not his friend who brought him in or his family member that brought him in. So every time he has a problem, even if he wants to say something to her, he goes to the family member who works there, who then tells her what the problem is. This is, if you think about it, wrong on so many levels. How many times have you heard this happen to people in work situations, and especially women? How many times? Well, friends, corporate world. What is the corporate world like? Not grand, hey? Not grand. Because it says that some things are still prevalent in there. Now, I want to say this much for those of us that still depend on the corporate world for earning our income. I don't have a corporate job anymore, but I might have to go there. You know, hey, if my memberships don't work out or if my energy work doesn't start to sustain me, I might have to do that. I learned last week the thing we have to do now, being where we are, the platform that we are on, knowing what we know now, having gone through the transformation process and having come to this awakening, I know now more than anything else what we have to be asking for is a high vibrational people. If that's where we have to go to earn our income, to sustain ourselves, then we need to be asking for work and companies who are awakened and of high vibration. They are in the making, but some of them are already established. Those companies that are already established, those companies that have been around for a long time are also going through transformation, not just the earth. They can't be separate from the earth or from the collective, right? And the more and more people are awakening, the more we find high vibrational situations. Now, please ask for that. Ask for that. Yes, so this is what I have learned in the last week that we can have the lives we need and desire and want. And we have to come back to being great manifestors. And we are now being given the keys to do that. And one of my keys last week was to say, well, if I am to go in to do anything, or even the energy work, what about creating your energy work? What about saying, I want to sit down and I want to meditate and I want to bring in the energy work, the people I want to work with, the the number of sessions a week I want to do, for example, I want to do maybe a collaboration with somebody, but it's got to be one a week, and this is how I would like to manifest that. So I felt like there was a real lesson for me in this, but I also felt like, some of us are going through some intense stuff still, whether we are in the corporate world, whether we are not out of the corporate world, we're still going through all our dark nights and the shifts and everything. And I said to my friend who is in this work situation earlier, I said, you have to start tuning into what it is the universe is highlighting for you. And, she's pretty awakened and she knows that. And in fact, she was already telling me that beforehand. But because of her situation, because of being pregnant, she just feels like she needs to be able to stay in the work and until it's time to go on maternity leave. So this is the thing, right? Those are things we have to consider. However, we're really in a time of transition. Obviously, you hear this all the time. It must be tiring to hear it. But I'm learning and seeing things that I was deaf and blind to in the past. And that is, okay, what it is that I am needing to do to make my life the life I wanted. The Abraham Hicks life, the one that we got taught how to manifest, how to be in the receptive mode, how to how when it's right there and you can feel it and you can taste it, you can smell it, but you just can't see it yet. It's not coming out of the vortex. This is the time to start doing that. We're on the new moon. We've just had the new moon. All right. And so what I have to say about that, just going through the new moon, this is the time to create. What will you create for your life? What will you leave behind? What will you suddenly realize? That is the key. I need to say, when I ask my guides for certain things, this is the sentence I need to use to activate what needs to be activated. Not because the guides want us to suffer, or not because they want to be difficult, but only because they are here to help us find ourselves. They're not here to create for us. In the process, they do help us to create, of course. But more importantly, I think they are here to help us find ourselves, because that's what the journey is all about. Or one of the things, anyway. Right, let's do the card. The card today is from the African Goddess Rising Oracle card deck by Abiola Abrams. I did this card. I pulled some cards out on radio, over the radio on Friday. And I knew that I had to do this with you. So this is why we're starting out this week. I ended this card on radio last week. I ended the week with this card on radio last week. And I start the week with this card on YouTube this week. The card is this card. It's Tituba, the number 4 card in the deck. And we're going to read about Tituba because she brought something into my world that I didn't realize I had. And in fact, this was when I had done a session with a client last week. Tituba turned up there too. And so I knew that I had to put it through the radio frequencies, and now we're putting it through here. Pretty awesome looking Tituba, right? It's a beautiful card. Let's read. Tituba is the goddess of feeling safe. Her origin is Barbados, Guyana, Salem. She comes from the Temple of Ancestors, and her element is air. Great ancestress Tituba was an enslaved Caribbean woman who was the first person accused in the 1692 Salem Witch Trials. She was most likely kidnapped from the Guyana region in South America and then sold through a Barbados plantation. Tituba's guidance is, it is finally safe to be you. You have wandered through a dark night. Your trip has been long. There is light ahead. Your liberation is apparent. Tituba's embodiment is, you deserve to feel secure. Feeling safe is knowing that your basic needs are met. Feeling safe is feeling at home in your body. Feeling safe is trusting your journey. Feeling safe is feeling free around those you love. Feeling safe is trusting that the sun will rise again. If you grew up emotionally, spiritually, or physically unsafe, reset your default expectations to a healthier vibration. The goddess's declaration is, I am safe. It is safe to be safe. I am safe. It is safe to be safe. I am safe. It is safe to be safe. Ah, Tituba. Wow, friends. For the first time, the witches of Salem, or the witches of the 1692 Salem Witch Trials have come into my space. And it kind of highlighted to me then how, or when it's come into my space, it's highlighted to me how we can feel unsafe in situations that are not openly threatening us, right? For example, my friend is going through that situation in her job. She is feeling unsafe. She's feeling unsafe in that place now. She doesn't know who to trust in that place now, because obviously there's more to the story. There are specific people doing certain things, and she's now having to check, oh, is this person actually telling me the truth? Are they part of the setup process? Yeah. When we are suddenly in a situation of lack, whatever that is, lacking friends or friends leaving us, friendships coming to an end, but coming to an uneasy or an abrupt end when we have things we are wondering where to pay where's the next paycheck coming from. What is that feeling? What is that? Is that feeling about fear? It's fear, it's worry, but it's also the feeling of being unsafe, right? Because we have had, when we have, and there's nothing wrong with feeling safe when you can pay your rent. When your rent's paid or your mortgage is paid, what does it do? What does it do? It ensures that you have a roof over your head, right? When you have people that you know and that you can trust and prove to be trustworthy all the time, you feel safe in that environment, right? When you have people that say, I'm on your side, you feel safe because you know you have somebody you can trust. So, where are you feeling unsafe today? What is your situation that makes you feel unsafe today? That is the big question. And as we do this light language transmission, I invite you to take a moment to breathe. Take 3 deep breaths. Keep your feet firmly planted on the ground. I am safe. It is safe to be safe. I'm going to use the singing bowl, and I trust that we will get, yes, I trust that we will get a good sound from it. I'll bring it closer to the microphone. And here we are. Take another breath in through the nose, all the way to the bottom of the belly, and then bring it up gradually. Pause at the torso, and then let it out gently through the mouth until all the breath, all the air is out of the body. One more time. Another breath. Okay, friends, and as we close our eyes, whatever is comfortable for you, whatever makes you feel comfortable, whatever suits you, Ola katina mahai no kutura na hai na matu. Hirabahunatiam, molamakianatiam, orawam, yaranatiam, yainawayanatilalalamahuyanatua. Herawo nadikarana mahai wayawo kiarana mahuanea it's a forana hiyawo. Take a moment to breathe, friends. And so today, as we breathe, as we stay in this energetic space after the toning, bring to light anything in your life. Take a moment, ponder anything in your life that's making you feel unsafe. If it's physically unsafe, whether it's emotionally unsafe, whether it is got to do with your heart being unsafe, whether it's got to do with your financial situation, whether it's got to do with relationships that are making you feel unsafe, whether it's got to do with trusting others, whether it's got to do with friendships, whether it's got to do with just feeling unsafe. Because we always think about it, the feeling as fear, worry, scared, lack mentality. But what about, it's actually about feeling unsafe? Is it possible that the light code is to bring the feeling of safety back in every situation that you might be going through, or in your particular situation that you might go through? So today, we're bringing in the light code to feel safe again. The light code to restore faith and hope in situations. The light code that no matter what is happening, the light codes that you're going to get are going to make you realize that does not define your life. That lack, that loss of friendship, that situations at work where you feel like, oh, I'm being set up, I'm being strategically managed out of my job, whatever that is. It is not that. Your safety is not in that. Your safety is in you. Your safety is to be aware that you create your reality. It's all up to you. And sometimes that is hard to know when it looks like other people are in control and they're doing whatever. Yes, friends, we are bound by the powers that be in terms of how we have to behave in a corporate environment, for example. But we are breaking down those systems. And when they no longer serve us, they are kicking us out. And that's okay. And we should be okay with it. But maybe we pull and we push, or we hold on because we're resistant because of feeling unsafe to go the other way and say, I'm going to go where I've not gone before. I'm going to do this thing where I'm going to see that is a blessing in disguise, where I am going to see that this is a place I have to leave. It doesn't feel good. I'm sure all of us have gone through that. When you know you're being strategically managed out, it doesn't feel good. You know, I was in a meeting once where, this was in 2016, when I was being strategically managed out of a role that I was on a project. And I was called into a meeting to be given a warning because I had said no to having a file that I had. I was so busy doing stuff that I put in no instead of yes. And that is why I was called in. Because my saying no to that, actually, they said, it caused embarrassment to management because they had said I had the file and I knew what I was doing. So, you know, like I knew that course that I had to teach. And then they suddenly brought people in, and they were having witnesses to have this meeting with me. And what I did in that meeting, I remember standing up to them and saying, let me stop you right there. Let's not waste your time, and very importantly, my time. You guys are wanting to strategically manage me out of this role. I will make it easy for you, and I will resign. You will have my resignation by this evening. And that's what I did. I'm not saying you should do that. All I'm saying is there comes a time when you have to say, cut the BS. You know, when you know what people are doing and you know whatever the heck it's all about, you know that you don't have the capacity. Do we have the energy to go through that strategic management plan? Because, hey, you know, we want to just stick to, I'm going to wait for them to kick me out. Now, my friend can't do that just yet. But many of us have to start thinking about it. Hey, what is it? Why am I holding on? Am I trying to make a point because that's what I'm supposed to do? Or am I resisting because I'll not let them get the benefit of it? Sometimes these are fights we don't have to be in. Now, please, I'm not encouraging you to resign from your job. I'm just giving an example of what I did. That was one of the things that was the time, the last role I was being strategically managed out of, that I said, that's it, you can go now. I'm going, because let's not waste each other's time. I'm out. Here's your resignation that you want. Here's my letter of resignation. So I don't know why that popped into my head, but I just want to say, if you're in that situation right now, I'm bringing in some light codes with this light language so that you can start to have codes coming through that help you see the way forward, that help you see what is next, that help you see what the bigger picture is. Because when we caught up in stuff like that, we can't see the big picture most of the time, or the bigger picture most of the time. All right, let's do it. Let's take a breath again. Kira faso se la se ya hua khanat se ale chmoha neam jerene yode 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 yodo tremere ne fena to treme kurumakai anate anate ate ate to Corona hat selelo toam ikoro corona mahait sele makara teom teleket forana hayate goatila atila la 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 hawonatem yeah atila makufurnata wonea yeah Timawam Dirnatium Iramakota Namakhaina Timakuranachayam Yerutsna Kitaparanachayno to Ranachayama to Anakuram Goddess Tituba, Goddess of feeling safe. As you are here, friends, beloved ones, if you are in a situation, whatever it is that's making you feel unsafe, we bring in the energy of Goddess Tituba, the goddess of feeling safe, the great ancestress Tituba. Some of us carry the energy, the memory in our DNA of being one of the witches at the Salem Witch Trials. Some of us carry the energy of having or feeling like slaves when we were overpowered and we were sold off in those times. And today we remove we're bringing in a light code. This light code is gold and platinum. So wherever you are right now, if you are having a memory of what it was for you, I had a dream about it, by the way, 2 nights ago, where I was being overpowered and being put to sleep because I was being moved from a place to a place. And I thought, what was that all about? Wow. In one dream, I had 2 different situations where I was being overpowered or misled so that I could be sold, I was being prepared for being sold. So I was drugged, I was knocked out, and somebody else was in control of my life. And I feel like this card activated me for this last week. And so I'm saying now, as we bring in this light code for freedom, the platinum and gold lights, see it coming to us from our monadic selves, from our soul families. And as we're just channeling our great ancestress Tituba, the mother of feeling safe again. Now receive this light code as it comes through. It's coming through through the chakra column. It's coming through from our monadic selves. It's coming through the solar junction chakra. Just imagine it. Imagine this gold and platinum light coming through you. And then it goes through the stellar junction. All those lifetimes we've had as angels, as dragons. And then it's coming through the soul star chakra, and then it's going through the causal chakra and then into the crown. And then it's connecting to the third eye. And then as it comes through, it goes through the altar major. And remember the altar major, we've been talking about this year sometime, about how the altar major almost is where it's almost like we have a dragon within our body, because it connects to the vagus nerve, and that vagus nerve, the way it connects into the body, is almost like there's a dragon in the body. Oh, and as this gold and platinum light is coming through the vagus nerve, it's going into the nervous system that connects to this vagus nerve. And the light code then is coming into your throat chakra. And then as it goes through into the upper heart, the thymus gland, and you feel it warming up there, feel it lighting it up. And then it's connecting into the heart chakra. And as it gets to the solar plexus, it's almost like it goes, wah! The light goes all through the solar plexus, gold and platinum, because remember, this is our source of power. This is where the seat of powers is for us in the chakra system. Suramachaya, Suramachaya, Suramachaya. And yeah, can you see that gold and platinum light code? It's lighting up the solar plexus. Kuramachaya nato. And then as it moves into the navel chakra, just do these circles around your navel. And then the light's moving into your sacral chakra. Especially that these are for women. This is what's defining them. And then this gold and platinum light moves down to the root chakra. And it's spinning the root chakra. Gold and platinum mixing with the red color of the root chakra. Clearing all the blocks in the root chakra. And then you have this gold and platinum lights going through the thighs, down to the legs, connecting into the feet, and then feet firmly planted on the ground. Everybody make sure. And that gold and platinum light going through into the root chakra. And as it goes into the root chakra, as it circles there, Himarokosa, going into the Earth Star chakra, friends, coming from the root chakra and going into the Earth Star chakra. And then it's growing these gold and platinum roots, grounding us and connecting us to the earth. So that we can be here in this time and space and feel safe no matter what. Thank you, friends. Thank you. Ruana. Kiamon netefeom. Orana tilametelemahai. Hoyane oranamahai. Right, and I will say to you, friends, be well, be safe. You are safe. Yeramako, call on the great ancestress, Tituba, for your safe feelings, to feel safe, to embody being safe. Being safe. Those things that make you feel unsafe. Become in tune with that. Become in tune with what that is, what those are. And do that clearing and cleansing and overcoming, and that is not to do much. Receive the light codes, do your meditation. This is our time to shine, to rise up, to live the best life we can live, the best life, to live from the platform of safety, from the platform of protection, from the platform of love, from the platform of calm, peace, joy, bliss, prosperity, health, wealth. Yeah. Thank you, friends. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this shifted you and moved you into a divine space. Thank you so much. Namaste.